So I'm going to try to solve this Killer Sudoku puzzle. It looks like because I'm in hard mode, I get a few of the numbers pre-added for me, so that makes it pretty easy. So right off the bat, there's a few obvious ones here, like we'll know that we need a 1 here to add up to 10, a 4 here to make this 7, that'll obviously be a 2, this will be an 8, then we have 4, 3, and 1. Um, it looks like there's a couple, oops, I missed a 9 and a 1. Um, and then because we know that each box adds up to 45, the upper right corner here looks like we can determine what this number is right here. We can also determine it just by the fact that 2 is in this box, so this will for sure have to be 1. Then it looks like if we just follow the standard principles, this will also be 1. I missed a 3 right here. This needs to be 2 to make that add up to 3. Let me take another look here. It looks like if I look in the upper left-hand box here, we should be able to figure out what this box is. If we take 10 plus 10 plus 11 here, that's 31, plus 9 is 40, so this will need to be 5 to add up to 45, making this an 8. We also know that 5 will need to be in one of these two boxes, so that means that a 5 will need to go up here. Looks like we can also determine this box because we can add up the numbers and figure it out based on the sum of 45. So we have 25 plus 5 is 30, plus 8 is 38, meaning this will need to be 7. And then we have 12 here, and we'll need 1 to sum to 13. So additionally, this one will also end up being a 1 because we know there needs to be a 1 in this bottom row. And we can't have a 1 plus 10 add up to 11 in either of those two boxes. So we'll have a 1 there and a 1 there, and that finishes out the 1s. It looks like if we look in this box right here, we have a sum of 9 in this 14 box, which means that there is, we need the rest to add up to 5. And we already have a 1 and a 4 in this full box right here, so this will have to be a 2 and a 3, and we know that a 3 will have to go there, and a 2 will have to go here. We also know that a 2 can't go in any of these two spaces since we have an 8 here, so that means a 2 will need to go there, and then we also can put a 7 there to get the sum right there. Let me see what else we can do. Oh, I didn't realize that an 8 could go here. That was pretty obvious. And then, let me think a little bit. So, these two will need to add up to 14, it looks like. So that will need to be a 5 and a 9. Which means that this and this will need to be a 6 and a 7, and we have a 7 here, so this will be a 6, and this will be a 7. So that was cool. So now we have a 6 and a 9 need to go here, and we have the 9 right there, so a 9 will go here, and a 6 will go right here. That means we can solve that to be a 6. This will need to be a 4. We have another 4 there. 4 can go here, and we should be able to close out the 4s. That means we can put a 7 right there. Oh, and it looks like obviously we're missing the 5 in that row, so that closes that out. Anything else that's obvious? Oh, we have 6 here, so we'll need a 7 to make that add up to 13. So here it looks like it can't be a 1 and an 8 that sum up to 9. Can't be a 2 and a 7, so it has to be a 3 and a 6, but I don't see anything to help me there? One thing I'm noticing actually is we have this adds up to 6, plus 27 is 33, plus 4 is 37. So that means this needs to be an 8. Then we can get that up there. Make this a 3. Oh, and this obviously needs to be a 2. Anything else? So maybe there's got to be something in this row. So it's a 5 and a 9. And, looks like I can't figure that out. Oh, we can actually figure this one out if we add up everything else in this box. So it looks like 7 plus 9 is 16, plus 11 is 27, plus 8 is 35, plus another 5 is 40. So this will need to be 5. And then we know that these two have to be an 8 and a 7 since there's a 9 up here, which makes this a 7. This will need to be a 7. And then this one will be an 8. Unfortunately, there's not much more I can do there, unfortunately. But we do know that these two need to be a 2 and a 9, because it can't be a 3 and an 8, a 4 and a 7, or a 5 and a 6, and the 2 is right here. So that'll have to be a 9. We get a 2 right there. A 2 can pop down over there. 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 2 is 12, making this a 7. Closing out the 7s. So we have that figured out. It looks like these two need to be a 3 and a 6. So we'll put a 3 there, a 3 over there, and a 3 right here. And then get the 6 I talked about. And then from here, yeah, it should be pretty easy. I can just fill out the 6s. There was an 8 here that we can close out. This looks like it needs to be a 9. And hopefully we have enough context to get all of the 9s pretty quickly. This will be a 2. And then, yeah, from here it's just kind of filling everything out, filling out the rest of these 5s.